Hey y'all, welcome back to another edition of Old School versus New School. What's going on, Alex?
Hey, what's good with you? Everybody out there in podcast TV land, what's up?
You with your intros.
What you got good for me this week? Because you love surprises.
Yes, I love a good organic reaction. That's the beauty of coming on live. And yes, I do have on clothes for people who be thinking I don't have on any clothes.
You look naked to me.
Well, I got on clothes.
You do?
Yeah.
I'd rather you be naked.
They might. Yeah, I'm gonna show the people. My hair be covering my straps up.
Oh, that's what it is?
Yeah, because I know it looks like that, but I definitely got on clothes.
What you say? Your hair covering your strap on?
My hair is covering my straps.
Oh, because you broke up a little bit.
I'm not fucking with you today, Alex. How you doing today? Crazy.
I made a big decision today.
Oh,
huge decision.
Do tell. Or can you
tell? I decided that I'm going to move into my garage because I'm going to identify as a car from now on.
I'm not doing it with you today.
But everybody else doing it.
But we are not followers. We are leaders.
You call yourself what you want nowadays.
I'm just
you know what I mean?
Woman.
You regular old woman?
I'm a woman, but I'm a regular woman.
Regular? Oh, you definitely not regular.
I'm
definitely not regular.
So I would not. Regular?
I would not call TheeEnicole regular. You are extraordinary.
Okay, then with those E words.
Yeah.
I want to welcome everybody coming into the chat. Get comfortable because I want us to have a discussion. And I really want to hear from the men, but I'm going to be talking to the women just because. Okay, so before I play the video that we're going to get into, I want to let you guys know. I want to let you guys know that because of YouTube and its copyrights and stuff, you'll be able to hear the video, but the video kind of moves around, when it comes to these productions and TV. When they upload them to YouTube, they move the screen around so that the visual is not there so they don't get hit with a copyright. So you'll be able to see the video. I just don't want you to think that I recorded it that way. So are you ready to jump into this video?
Yes, ma'am. Let's do it.
All right, here we go.
Strong words, but Joya,
yes,
you didn't ask for another date with him. What was the turnoff?
Specifically, the turnoff was when I asked that question about would you date a single mother? And Jacoby, you proceeded to tell me that basically you're a high value man and you are too good for a single mother. However, you did also tell me that you were raised by a single mother. It's just profound for me to think that a single mother's not good enough for you, but it's good enough for a woman to raise you. That's unfair. And it's very insensitive to women out there who have children.
All right, so just because it's a cycle, I wanted to continue.
It doesn't have to say that single women are not on the same level.
What you're supposed to learn from is history. So you're a very intelligent woman. You're a very intelligent woman, right?
Yes.
So if you know, as a woman growing up, you know it's the less likelihood for you to be successful by having a child. So what you do, you be more proactive. Using condoms.
What's that got to do with your choice?
Okay, if you're getting pregnant, then all right, cool. Maybe I shouldn't continue having this child because I'm not getting married. I a better chance of me having a successful life.
You're speaking of me.
That's what I'm thinking.
So you were raised by a single mother.
Yes. And
is your mother still alive?
I struggle. My mom's still alive.
Did she struggle or did you struggle?
Both of us struggle.
Okay, so your words, I'm a high-value man. I've done things to step up my echelon, and I'm not going to settle for a single mother.
Yeah,
did I have that correctly? I want to be clear.
Yeah, it will be selling.
Right. So what makes you think you're a high-value man? The car you drive?
No, the value I put out into the world.
What about your character?
I have great character. I've built myself to basically have better choices. You want to know why? Because women can choose and make a choice.
They can
say, I don't want to date a man that makes less than 6 figures.
They can.
And then what are you doing? You're
But we're not
demeaning a man.
talking about that. That's not the situation that
Listen, hold on.
That's not the
Woman can say,
conversation.
I won't date a man less than 5'8", and the man could be 5'4". Do they care about
What does that have to do
ostracizing all of those
with
when you would say, oh no, we're body positive. Oh no, we can't say that. We can't. It's all about picking her up. So every time it's saying something for a man,
Bro,
it's down.
You got a lot on your back.
Yeah,
okay.
man.
So what I want to be clear, not just for you, but for everybody out there, is the car you drive, your resume, your bank account, your accolades is not what makes you a high value man.
Definitely not.
We are all defined by the sum of our deeds and our character, and you, brother, are coming up to the sum of 0.
Amen.
Be clear.
Okay, so I
Wow.
just want to weigh in as a woman first, and then I want you to rebut, Alex.
I got you.
The first thing I want to say is I really don't understand why people are so triggered by this high value woman, high value man thing. Because aren't we supposed to be of high value? That's number one. Number two, he specifically said that his material possessions are not what make him a high value man, but they kept drilling that into him. Third, what is wrong with wanting to break generational curses? I have a close friend right now that's a female who doesn't have any kids, and she prefers to date men with no kids. What's wrong with that? Number four, he made an example about women who want to date tall men and 5'8" and up or whatever. And if they come across a good man that's 5'4", they're not going to pay him any attention. And they were like, that's not what we're talking about. But it's absolutely what they were talking about. So I just feel like it's a lot of nonsense being thrown into the whole who you want to date and who you don't want to date thing. And I feel like the people who hear what certain people want to date have a problem when they don't fit that list. When it's your absolute right to have a list when you date somebody. Now, don't get me wrong. Some lists are astronomical and some are unrealistic. But I'm saying when they are realistic, like me, for example, because I always speak for myself, I prefer dark-skinned men. So the light-skinned dudes be like, oh, you're a colorist, blah, blah, blah. No, that's just my preference. Or angry one will say, well, I don't want you anyway. Okay, good, because I'm not checking for you. Like, you're a little light. You get what I'm saying? Or am I tripping?
No, you're not tripping. You're not tripping. And he's just, Jacoby, his message is not all the way wrong. He's just not the messenger because his delivery sucks. You can agree with a lot of what he's saying.
Wait a minute. Did you just say his delivery sucks, mister? I don't care how I give my message.
Yeah, his delivery sucks. I'm just, and the reason why I say that, you know how I am. I typically just come out and say stuff. I really don't care. But I have age on this gentleman. Okay, I have some years on him. And when you're discussing certain topics, you really have to be sensitive to the people you're delivering the message to, or it will not be received. You can see that it was not being received the way he thought it should be received because the delivery was not there. And here's what I'm saying. Okay, he's saying things like, okay, breaking generational curses. What's wrong with that? Nothing. I'm all about breaking generational curses. He's talking about being a high value person. We should all be high value, not based off materialism, but content of character, how we were raised.
He said all of that, and they just breezed by it.
This is what I'm saying. Okay. So, but he is so brash and attacking. He has attacking mechanisms in his delivery, almost to an insult to the people that he's talking to. And I think in a lot of ways, although Jacoby, I understand what he's saying, I also think he's a very damaged young man in some ways. He's seen some things from his mom being raised by a single woman. He's seen some things that didn't jive with him, and it scarred him. What was that?
I said, yeah, he didn't like it at all. And he's making it his business to not bring kids into the world to go through that, which I
Yeah,
think is a good thing.
Yeah, I think he may have seen his mother entertaining several boyfriends, you know, whether monetarily or
He
just for
talked about the
enjoyment.
struggle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I'm thinking. You know, having several boyfriends for monetary reasons or materialism or whatever. But he's seen some things that have clearly damaged him and skewed his outlook on single motherhood. Because let's be honest, you're a single mother, TheeEnicole.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, single mothers have been very powerful throughout our society because a lot of men have not been there across the color spectrum. You know, we get into black men not being there and black men this and black men that. Listen, men, period, a lot of men have dropped the ball across
There
the
are
color
single
spectrum.
mothers of all colors.
All colors. Okay, all colors. Okay, so I was raised by a single mother. Me and my two brothers in our age range. Okay,
And
raised
you're
by a
a
single mother.
phenomenal man.
And I like to think so. I've overcome a lot being raised by a single black mother. So I don't look down on that. You know, I just think that Jacoby had seen some things, it's damaged him, and he's still living in that space where it damaged him. Now, if you say to me, because women do have this list of things, right? Most women have unrealistic expectations of what they expect from men, particularly as they get up in age. The expectations don't change. See, as you age, your expectations supposed to change as per your life experiences, what you've been doing with your life, wear and tear to your body. All these things has to change your expectations. Okay. So when women got this list of stuff they want from men, he got to make 6 figures. He got to have his own house paid for. He got to have at least 2 cars. He got to have 780 credit. He got all this stuff they saying that they don't have. They want the man to have it because they feel like that they got the best box on the planet, and any men who enter their body should be like, this is the greatest thing on earth. All women think that.
Well,
And
you
that's
know
not
how
the
I feel
case.
about that. I feel like it goes for both sides, because let's be real, men can be moochers as well. I feel like if you can't take somebody to Roof Chris, don't demand they take you to Roof Chris. If all you can afford is a McDonald's value meal, then don't be mad when he wants to take you to Burger King. But I want to know from the chat, and also you know what I'm saying, but I want to see what the chat has to say. What are some unrealistic expectations that people have when it comes to dating, men and women?
Yeah. Chat really help us out with this. But what I'm going to say is this: the first unrealistic expectation is the bedroom. Okay. Because it's always a thing with women, and you guys can dispute it, whatever. But 9 times out of 10 with women, and you heard Lisa Ray say it in our podcast we did with her and Trick Daddy. She expect a man to pay for everything because he getting ass. You heard her say it. Okay. And this is the mindset of most women, not all, because I got to say not all. Most women, that's their mindset. If I'm allowing him to enter my body, which is the best place on earth, this is a step below heaven. No matter how much that thing has been used and beat up and abused and everything else, they still think there's nobody out here that's better than me in this area. So if he want all of this goodness, he got to come with all of these things. He got to have them in place. Otherwise, I wouldn't even consider laying down with him. That's an unrealistic expectation.
All right, well, let's hear from the chat.
And there's more, but I want the chat to get involved, but there are a lot more unrealistic expectations. What is one in your book, before we get to the chat, let the chat chime in, what is one that stands out to you that's unrealistic, whether from a man or a woman?
The one I just said, where people they demand certain things. Like, if he's not taking me here, then I won't even talk to him. But you won't pay for a man meal. Like, it's like this stigma where it's like a man is supposed to do all of these things for you, but you don't do nothing for your man. Like, what type of relationship is that? Like, I don't know. I'm a gift giver. Like, I don't really like gifts myself. Just give me some money. But like the little gestures and stuff like that, I do that. Like, I don't care about paying for a meal, we out, some drinks. But a lot of women that I know, like, if the man not paying for everything when they go somewhere, then it's a problem. Like, don't get me wrong, like, I'm not gonna pay for everything. Like, I'm not nobody's sponsor, but you know what I'm saying? It's a give and take. Like, if you just a taker, why would you not expect him to get tired of you?
And TheeEnicole, you're saying yourself that women feel this way. Why do you think the majority of women feel that way, that a man has to have all of this and they don't, in order to get them or get a relationship with them or date them? Why do you think they feel like that?
I have no idea, because I've never thought that or felt that way. Like, if I'm attracted to a person, like, of course, like, this is no disrespect, because, you know, people like to take people's words and twist them. No disrespect to people who are in unfortunate situations, such as homelessness and stuff like that. So, no, I'm not going on the street and seeing a homeless man under the bridge and be like, oh, he's handsome, let's go to dinner. No. But, like, if I'm attracted to somebody, like, and if you don't have a certain job, that's not going to make me not want to talk to you. Like, because I feel like, as far as money, like, once we establish that we attracted to each other and we see what each other's goals and mindsets are, like, making money is the easiest thing to do. We can put our heads together and make some money, because I'm damn sure gonna make it by myself. So, like, that's not the most important thing to me. Like, I feel like people priorities and values are just different. You know what I'm saying? I also think that how you were brought up plays a part in it as well. I come from money, so, but I also know the struggle. So I know where the value of money is for me. Like, money is not the end all be all for me. However, I know that we need money to live our lives and, you know, buy food, buy clothes, the things you want, have fun, recreation, whatever. However, you can have all the money in the world and be lonely, by yourself, bitter, unwanted. You know what I'm saying? Money doesn't make who you are. I'd rather be with a nice person with a meager job than an asshole that's a millionaire. That's just my preference.
And look, I understand what you're saying, and that's you. And knowing you personally, I know that's how you are. But you kind of danced around the fact that most women put that value and that price tag on their ass. Point blank, period.
Yeah, I don't do that either.
Listen, if
you couldn't buy this box, okay?
I hear you, but most women are selling it.
They are.
Indirectly selling it. Okay? If
they need to be still a bit, but they're selling a bit.
Yeah. I like that. I'm stealing that on the air. I'm telling everybody publicly, I'm stealing that line from TheeEnicole.
Bars, okay.
But let me say this real quick. If, you know, we talked about stocks on this show before and investing, you know, I'm an investor in the stock market and everything like that. You know, if vagina was a stock and these women are aging and their body count going up and they've been damaged this way or damaged that way and they're carrying all this baggage throughout life, whatever, your stock price is not what it once was. See, when you were 22, the stock price was high. But now the business has taken a beating. It has gone through a lot. So the stock price now is plummeting. It's plummeting. Okay? So as you get older and age and understand what you've been through, you may have had 2 or 3 husbands, 4 or 5 kids by several different men. Your stock price has plummeted. You may have some mental illness going on with you, some emotional issues going on because life has been kicking your ass. You can't place that price on a vagina that's no longer what it was. The stock price is plummeting.
Where is my I just gotta put that up there. But chat, let us know how you feel. We're gonna get into some of you guys' expectations. What are some unrealistic expectations that people have when it comes to dating? Men, we especially want to hear from you, but women, we want to hear from you as well. But I really want to see what the men think. So, my Aunt Nisi said that her stock price is still high and don't come for her. So I really want to know what you guys think. What do you guys think are some unrealistic dating expectations that people have? Like, because if they were realistic, everybody wouldn't be out here scrambling for a damn mate.
Yeah. Yeah, and also the thing with the stock price thing is like over the years, how many shares have you sold? And are there any buybacks?
Oh my God. My sister said her value increases as I age. Okay, fine wine. All right.
Fine wine or cheese.
I always sus on that one.
Cheese can increase in value as well.
Depends on what kind of cheese is that? Why is it, Alex? Because I gotta ask you, because you said this.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it that the woman's stock value goes down because she's out here living her best life? What you feel about the men's stock price? Because I feel like y'all is plummeting as well.
Yeah, and listen, when we put out the promo for this week, I was getting it.
What were they telling you?
Listen, I was getting it in the DMs and everything, and of course, the promo, clickbait, people listening to it, they don't have the full understanding. Mm-hmm. But men's stock prices go down as well. I know that. These older guys, 50, 60 years old, 70 years old, they want these younger women, 25, 32, as if this woman really want them. This young woman looking for security, she's looking to be gifted, she's looking for cars and comfortability. She don't want you, but we get convinced that this 25-year-old woman who got the whole world ahead of her, beautiful, shapely, really want us when we've been beaten down by life ourselves. The only difference,
making sure it was equal opportunity plummeting.
It is.
Okay.
The stock market going to crash on both sides. Okay.
Okay. I just had to make sure because ladies, I got y'all back. I got y'all back, ladies.
The difference though, TheeEnicole, and I want everybody to understand this, men, we don't lead with our penis as far as that's where the value is. We don't lead with that's the value. We don't tell women, listen, you better drive a nice car. You better have a nice house. If you want some of this penis, we don't do that. That's what women do.
You really think men are out here saying that? Because I beg to differ.
We don't lead with that.
Hey, Kara. That's one of my very good friends, guys. Hey, Kara.
Hey. When have you heard a man lead with that?
I just recently, because y'all know I'm an artist, so I just was watching a rap battle, and the dude said that he was going to text the girl back when he wanted to because he had a curve.
Because he had a what?
A curve in his Mr.
Oh, goodness gracious. That's a little bit too much information.
Well, you said that they don't lead with that. Well, maybe it's your age generation because it is old school versus new school. So maybe the older men. Well, no, yeah, men lead with the penis.
No, we don't. Typically, we don't. What we do is we lead with our performance, right? So if we got enough charisma and game to get you in bed, okay? Once we knocking it down and y'all loving that, now we have the credibility, okay? So now we can say, we've been in this thing for a little while. I need a new suit. Or why don't you take me on a trip? Why don't you do that? Now we can do that because we got your hooked on the penis.
No,
But
and that's what they led with that because there, like my sister just said, she said it's a whole lot of good meat bums out here getting taken care of by dizzy broads, and that is absolute facts. Like you can very well so much be digmatized and he not be worth a damn.
But that's in the performance after the fact. See, we know what our intentions are. I'm not saying we don't know what our intentions are, but he don't walk up to a woman and go, listen, you want some of this dick, you better drive a nice car. We don't do that. Okay? We talk you
I
into
gotta disagree.
listen.
But I'm a woman though, so we hear different things than you hear, of course.
So a man have walked up to you and said that.
No, never to me, Alex.
Okay. Okay.
But I have heard it
heard
done. I have heard it done though.
I've never heard it in all my years that a dude walked up to a woman and actually said that, unless he was in the pimp game. That's totally different. That's a whole
I feel like y'all
world.
are different calibers of men because we have to separate the caliber of men. You know what I mean? Just like we have to separate the caliber of women. So while a man is not going to lead like that, these niggas is. I mean, let's just be real. No, a man is not going to do that because he's going to have standards about himself. He's going to want certain things out of a woman. He might be looking for longevity in a woman. However, these niggas, they want fun. They feel like they are the prize. You know what I mean? So we don't want to group anybody into generalizations because y'all know I hate that. So we do definitely need to stay specific when we talking about this conversation because I really want to know because while there are the niggas and the ratchets that are not realistic in their expectations, there are real good women and real good men who are also unrealistic in their expectations when it comes to dating.
If I'm an older guy, right? Okay, 50 plus, whatever. And like I mentioned, a lot of these older guys, when they get 60, 70, in their 50s, whatever, they want to start chasing younger girls because they have a midlife crisis, whatever the issues are. Okay. But they need to understand this young woman don't really want them for them. That they're looking for something more. They're looking for stability, comfortability, cars, boots, handbags, whatever it may be, right? So an older guy needs to set the ground rules early and be realistic early. And the ground rules are this. Have a real conversation with the young woman. Listen, I know you don't really want me for me. I know I'm old enough to be your dad, your granddad. I realize that. So these are the rules. Okay, yeah, you can have your pocket change. You can drive whatever car I have in my yard, in my driveway. You can have access to the house. We're gonna go out to dinners and go to fancy restaurants. We're gonna do all of this kind of stuff. Okay, but you're gonna have a mouth full of it every night. These are the rules. Okay.
Let me pause you and back you up a little bit. Wait a minute.
Okay.
Before we get all the way there.
Okay.
Some of these people don't even know how to have conversations.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Because that's a real conversation. Because here's what happens a lot, TheeEnicole. I guarantee you, young woman start dating an older guy, she see a sucker. Right? So then she want to start coming to it. Now he got a nice house, beautiful cars. She want to start bringing guys to the house. Oh, this is my cousin. He wanted to meet you. No, this is the same guy she's screwing, but he's her age. And they want to set me up now to rob my house. See, this is why you got to have the conversation early and let these young girls know where it's at. This is what you're going to do. You're going to have a mouthful of my junk every day, and then you can have pocket change. You can have pocket change. Yeah, listen. You can have you can drive my there you go again.
I got to put this up messing with you because keep on going.
But You could drive any car in my driveway. You know, we're gonna go out to nice dinners, whatever. I got expensive wine in the house, whatever it is, because at the end of the day, she's selling herself to this older guy. That's what she's doing. This is not dating. She's not looking for a marriage situation. She's looking to be comfortable, get gifts, live well, all that kind of stuff, because quite frankly, he can't keep up with her sexually anyway. He can't. Okay, we got pills and everything now, guys can take or whatever, but it's just not the same. It's not the same thing.
Coming back up here.
What was that?
I said, yeah, my sister said that earlier. She said even the sugar daddies done F the game up with this Viagra and honey.
Right. You know what I mean? So it's like we just a lot can be solved with just basic communication.
Okay, so we just both gave 2 unrealistic expectations. Chat, can you guys chime in and let's talk about some of these unrealistic expectations, because we're not just here to talk at you. We want to have a conversation. So what do you guys think some unrealistic expectations?
Yeah, let's make this thing interactive. What the chat talking about? You know, what are your thoughts on it? Because this is real.
It's not even a thought to a man that has himself financially stable.
That's not even a thought. Now, what's not even a thought?
Let me go back and see what she said.
I didn't see the comment before that to say if it's not even a thought to.
She said, I feel like a lot of young guys want a woman to take care of them.
They're out there.
As they do, yeah.
They're out there. Yeah. See, those guys, and we spoke about this before, those guys, and it's running rampant now too. These guys are the hobosexuals, okay? Because there's so many lonely women out here. And they'll take these guys into their homes just to have a warm body, somebody to talk to. They don't care if they got to take care of this guy. They don't care if this guy driving their car and they cooking for this guy. If he laying that pipe right, long as he laying that pipe and he laying it right, they'll let him stay there as long as he want until he find the next sucker and leave and move on to that woman. Because that's what they do. They move from house to house, the hobosexual, house to house to vulnerable women. And they know how to seek these women out. They know how to find them.
And I think that messes people up for the next time, because I feel like a lot of dudes get bored with females that do that. Then they move on to the next woman. And now they want this queen. They want this real woman, but they still have these F-boy tendencies. So they move on to this next woman and feel like they can get the same shit off that they got off with this woman that was taking care of you because of your opinion. And you're going to have to come with a little bit more than that to mess with a woman like me.
Mm-hmm. But see, they get spoiled by those other women.
That's what I'm saying.
They're not ready when they run into a woman like you and others like you. They're not ready because they're so spoiled. And it's too easy, TheeEnicole. That's the problem too. A lot of women have made it too easy for men just to get in their bed without, being a gentleman, without trying to wine and dine and do thoughtful things. So see, I found out in my life, it's not about having a whole lot of money. It's doing thoughtful things. It's about a person knowing that you're thinking about them enough to do something for them that they didn't ask for.
And I want to add one more ingredient to that.
Uh-huh.
It's consistency. People get with somebody and they're going out of their way, pretending to be somebody else, giving you their representative, and then you get the person, and this person is falling for this representative, and then you get comfortable. No. How you get somebody is how you have to keep them.
Right.
So just be yourself. Like, if she don't like you for you, dude, keep it moving. Same for you, woman. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like the communication is number one, because if we all started with honesty, we could bypass a lot of BS that we go through, because it's always the good man end up with a retarded female or vice versa. Like, why don't y'all just be honest and say what y'all looking for? You looking for a good time? You looking for an open relationship? You want to have 1,000 wives? Like, just be for real. Because it be the man who want 1,000 wives who come up on the girl who want to be monogamous and want to be married yesterday.
And
when it's women out here that are cool with that.
And a man with all these women and they want this, you know, what is it, polygamy or polyamory? I always get them confused.
Polygamy, yeah.
Whatever the situation
polygamy is when you actually get married. Polyamory is just when you are messing with a lot of people.
Okay. So they want this polygamous situation, but they're not ready for it. They don't have their weight up. Talking about the men. Okay, you got to get your mind out the gutter because I think a lot of guys are confusing the two. Okay, because too many guys think, well, if I got 5 women, that's more booty I can get. No. As many wives as you can afford. Remember that.
And take care of properly.
Right. And there are cultures over the globe that still practice marriage that way and are very successful doing that.
And knowledge has a point too that social media is very accommodating for these pretenders.
Right. And one thing about the representative, TheeEnicole, a representative can hide themselves for a very long time. You know, 2 years, 3 years. And then after
I'm sorry, I was reading sister's comment. Say that one more time because I was reading her comment.
Oh. No, I said a representative can hide who they truly are for a long time. Long time. So 3 years down the road, here comes this person you've never seen before. Right? You're like, what's this about? Maybe he's just going through a phase. I'm going to stand by my man. I'm going to see him through it and all this kind of stuff. Meanwhile, this is the real dude.
Right.
What you've been getting for 3 years is a phony. You've been getting a caricature for the last 3 years. This is the real guy now. And now what do women do? They waste another 3 years waiting for the caricature to come back as if that was the real guy when it wasn't.
Right.
You know how much time you waste doing that shit?
Yeah, definitely. And then most of the time when you go into it with the wrong intentions anyway, you might go for the man with money. You with him for, I'll be cute and say 3.5 years. And one day he just lose it all. Or you going for the man, okay, he could get a 2028 and get hit by a semi-truck. Like, it's about the connection you have with a person, the legacy that y'all gonna put into the earth. Like, cute, like, I don't understand people's priorities. I really don't. It frustrates me.
Yeah.
Because it be these people with the fucked up priorities that complain the most.
Right. Have a lack of understanding, lack of knowledge of self, okay? No patience.
I'm sorry for my language, y'all. I'm mad now.
No, it's all good. It's all good. You know, Sherry Warren said, please speak those facts, TheeEnicole.
I'm sorry, I got a little mad though, because love is a beautiful thing. And the world is so full of hate, confusion, and misunderstanding because people just out here lying about everything. Like, you can't even be somebody's friend. Like, people are so messed up in the head. It's pitiful.
Can you address the phenomenon? Because I've always wondered this. Okay. Because it's a numbers game. Women outnumber men, so typically men have their pick of the litter. Women are willing to share. But this is a phenomenon I don't really understand. Why would you start out the clear blue as a woman pen paling with an inmate or a convict? Okay, just pen paling with him. And then when he gets out, he knocking you down with that good for about 6 months or 4 months. Then he's off entertaining other women, and you're shocked that he's doing this. What did you expect? Now, if that was your man and y'all was tight and building, and he got caught up in something and went in prison, I get it. Stand by him while he's in there. Send money to the commissary. That was your dude. You got a lot of years together. But out the clear blue, just pen paling with a convict you don't even know? What is that about? Somebody in the chat, help me.
Well, being that I watched the little show and stuff, shout out to Deontay. I'm gonna have to get him over here real soon. I think a lot of the females that do that, they be broken and they not ready to face challenges head on because you know what I'm saying? He's behind the walls or whatever. But it goes back to what my Aunt Niecy said a little earlier, like you have to fulfill yourself before you can fulfill anybody, whether they behind bars, right here in your face. Like it's a lot of broken people trying to be whole in a relationship, and you can't be that if you're not happy with yourself first. I don't understand why people don't understand that. If you're not happy with you, how do you expect this man to be happy with you? Now, don't get me wrong. If somebody really loves you and you have a connection, you know, I can help with your healing and stuff like that. But it's not really my responsibility to be your 24/7 nurse. Because I got to handle my own life. You know what I mean? Right. Or am I too harsh? Like, I don't know.
No, you're not. A lot of people, TheeEnicole, I'm glad you touched on that. A lot of people are damaged. And that's what I was talking about before. As we go through this life, the older we get, low self-esteem, right? But the older we get throughout this life, we get more and more damaged by life. Life be lifey. Yes. Kicking people's asses. Okay. So when you got all of that going on and you get up in age and life has been doing these things to you, your mental really suffers. And a lot of things suffer, your mental, your insecurities, all these things start to come into play. Your appearance, you may put on weight, you may get too thin. All these things happen and you got to heal thyself.
And I also want to add something to that healing. You trauma bond with somebody. And trauma bonding is not healing. Y'all end up damaging each other more.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. And that happens often as well. So if you can't come to a person, a fully healed human being, you got two damaged people furthering damaging each other. So you'll never have a healthy relationship.
That's why people need to slow down. They move too fast. People move too fast. I say this all the time. This is not the first time I said this. You see somebody, you're physically attracted to them. Oh, that's about to be my wife. Oh, that's about to be my man. You don't even know if they clean between their toes properly. I'm just saying. You don't know if they floss. You don't know if they comb their hair. You don't know their relationship with their mother. You don't know their relationship with their kids. You don't know their relationship with themselves. You don't know their spirituality. You just see this outward package and you about to jump on it. And you don't even know who this person is. What's wrong with being friends first? The next relationship I be in, I want to be in it with my best friend. Like, I don't want to, you know, now don't get me wrong. There's going to be new things that you find because we grow every day as humans. Like, let's be real, okay? But I want to be able to know him already. Like, if I look at him and he has a certain facial expression on his face, I know something's wrong.
Right.
If he tell me he hungry and he not at the house, I know what his favorite thing to eat is. Or, you know what I mean? Like, people don't even care about the little things in life these days, but they want these big, extravagant lives that they can show off on the internet to people that don't give two shits about them.
Because they put more value on materialism than the people that they supposedly care about in their life. There's more value on materialism. There's more value on there's more value on the kind of house I live in, the kind of car I drive, where I'm taking trips at. It's more important to show me that you got filet mignon and shrimp on your plate and you post all over Instagram than showing your mate, you guys are loving, the children are around, you know, the steak and the plate is more appealing to a lot of people. And you on a boat somewhere and you got this good food, you know, people posting that stuff because that's showing them living their best life.
What's up, friend? And exactly, that's my point. It takes time and effort. And people don't want to give time and people don't want to put in effort, but then they look around and wonder why they single again. Back on the prowl in my Trina voice. Okay? Like, am I wrong?
You're not wrong, but I do, to get back to the original question, I do take offense to what Jacoby, the gentleman, was saying in the video, because it's very offensive for him to say women that have children, single moms, maybe you got a couple of different daddies for your children, whatever, that they don't have any value. They're used up. They're damaged. They're this, they're that, the other thing. Because the men have dropped the ball. Now, some women are pain in the asses. They make it difficult to be in a relationship with them because they nag and they pick and nobody's perfect.
But he didn't say that they were damaged, though.
What was that?
He didn't say that they were damaged, though.
No, he didn't say that. This is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Okay, this is what I'm saying. I'm not saying what he said, but he is offensive when he said that there's no value to women who have children. When men have walked out. My daughter told me a story just the other day. Okay. She said she had a friend who was married 7 years. Her and her husband had a 7-year-old daughter. They raising the child together. Everything's good. And he woke up one day and said, I want out. I don't want nothing to do with you or this child. He was a great dad for 7 years. It came out of nowhere. And told her, do not contact me unless the child dies. What kind of shit is that?
I hear you, but I feel like we mixing apples and oranges, because I hear what you're saying and I'm not invalidating that, okay? Let's get that straight right there. I'm not invalidating what you're saying. However, what I feel like he was saying is, since he saw these things, he chooses, since he doesn't have kids, since he went to school, finished, got a good job, since he's trying to be a good person in this society, he'd rather have a woman that doesn't have any kids. I have a couple close friends, females that don't have children. They rather be with a man who doesn't have kids. I don't feel like there's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing.
I don't feel like he said nothing wrong.
That's not the problem. Again, he's offensive and brash in his delivery.
He's defensive at that point because Jaisha was sitting there trying to be Captain Save My Girl.
Mm-hmm.
When he just was stating, he's exactly what he said on the date with her is what he said on that couch. He doesn't want to date somebody with kids. Mm-hmm. He didn't say that single mothers was the bottom of his shoe or none of that. He just said he just doesn't want to be in that predicament.
Yeah. And see, that's the insinuation, because he said when there's a single mother, she's less likely to be successful. She's less likely to have a productive life. And we know that's not true. How many single mothers have gone on and become millionaires without the man even being involved in a child's life? Okay, we know that's not true, TheeEnicole. What was that?
I was checking something. Don't mind me. Sorry.
We know that's not true. Okay. So when he say that, whatever statistic he's reading off or whatever, we know in our own lives, we have seen many, many single mothers with multiple children go back to college and get degrees, become millionaires, start and run businesses, do all these great things after the man that ran out on them years ago when the children were infants.
I want to thank the person who gave me the Cash App. Thank you for the support. I appreciate it.
There you go. We love that. We love that.
Yes, I appreciate it because I work hard to put this on for you. No, I really do appreciate it though.
Tell the truth, TheeEnicole. You say it's hard dealing with this fool over here.
Yeah, it's hard out here for a pimp when you're trying to get the money for the rent.
I got to deal with magnetic repellant over here. It's too difficult dealing with this fool.
No, but in all seriousness, It is hard to, well, it's not hard, but it is challenging for me sometimes just because I know where I want to go. It's hard to be as vulnerable as we be because we lay it all out and let y'all know how we really feel. So, of course, that can come with a lot of backlash because, Alex, you said you was being attacked. So, speaking of attack, what were some people saying to you about this topic? And we still waiting for the chat to let us know what you guys think are some unrealistic expectations when it comes to dating.
Well, I've heard in the chat, the same goes for men, that their stock decreases as their penises age. And, I wish I could come up there with you on that show and you can get some of this smoke. Different things like that, I was getting in my inbox or my DMs and stuff like that, or text messages. Oh, you crazy, this and that. So I get it because they heard the sound. They heard the sound bite. Okay, they didn't get the whole conversation, and even if they get the whole conversation, they still may not agree. Okay, because my views are my views, and that's where you got to put your disclaimer up there because.
Hold on, let me get it together. Wait a minute. Hold on. Here we go.
Your views are your views, my views are my views. And sometimes they come off strong and things of that nature. But again, I'm going to speak either my truth or I'm going to speak the truth as it is. And you and I both know the truth doesn't change.
And also, everybody's truth is welcome over here. You are free to think and feel how you want to feel over here because, quite frankly, I like talking to people who don't think how I think because it could possibly give me a different perspective. There's 1,000 ways to skin a cat while I might only know 999.
Right. That's right.
So Chris asked who said this. So we played a video. I'm not going to play the video again because it's attached to the intro. But, well, I probably could get it there. Let me try to get it there.
Yeah. But he may not watch the show.
Right. I'm about to try to. That's why I said, let me play it again.
Yeah. Because if you don't watch the show, he's not going to get it.
All right. I'm about to play the video again for you guys. Hey, Dominique. So this is the video that we're talking about, y'all. And the video is of a show called Put a Ring on It. So in this situation, there's couples who feel like their relationship is either coming to an end or they need to get married type of thing. So they date other people to see if maybe they're lacking or their partner is lacking. So the guy that's saying this was one of the daters. So here we go.
Told me that basically you're a high value man and you are too good for a single mother. However, you did also tell me that you were raised by a single mother. It's just profound for me to think that a single mother's not good enough for you, but it's good enough for a woman to raise you. That's unfair. And it's very insensitive to women out there who have children.
All right, so just because it's a cycle, I wanted to continue.
It doesn't have to say that single women are not on the same level.
What you're supposed to learn from is history. So
you're a very
intelligent woman. You're a very intelligent woman, right?
Yes.
So if you know, as a woman growing up, you know it's less likelihood for you to be successful by having a child. So what you do, you be more proactive. Using condoms.
What's that got to do with your choice?
Okay, if you're getting pregnant, then all right, cool. Maybe I shouldn't continue having this child because I'm not getting married. I a better chance of me having a successful life.
You're speaking
by
of
finding a man. That's what I'm thinking.
So you were raised by a single mother.
Yes. And
is your mother still alive?
I struggle. My mom's still alive.
Did she struggle or did you struggle?
Both of us struggle.
Okay, so your words, I'm a high value man. I've done things to step up my echelon and I'm not going to settle for a single mother.
Yeah,
did I have that correctly? I want to be clear.
Yeah, it would be selling.
Right. So what makes you think you're a high value man? The car you drive?
No, the value I put out into the world.
What about your character?
I have great character. I've built myself to basically have better choices. You want to know why? Because women can choose and make a choice.
They can
say, I don't want to date a man that makes less than 6 figures.
They can.
And then what are you doing? You're demeaning a man.
But we're not talking about that. That's not the situation that
Listen, hold on.
That's not the
woman can say, I want to date a man less than 5'8", and the man could be 5'4". Do they care about
what does that have to do
ostracizing all of those? When you would say, oh no, we're body positive. Oh no, we can't say that. We can't. It's all about picking her up. So every time it's saying something for a man,
bro,
it's down.
You got a lot on your back.
Yeah,
okay,
man.
so What I want to be clear, not just for you, but for everybody out there, is the car you drive, your resume, your bank account, your accolades is not what makes you a high-value man.
Definitely not.
We are all defined by the sum of our deeds and our character, and you, brother, are coming up to the sum of zero.
Amen.
Be clear.
So once again, they specifically asked him, does his car, does his job make him a high value man? And he said no. He's simply saying he doesn't have kids. He set himself up in a good position, and he just preferred to have somebody with no kids. I don't feel like there's nothing wrong with that. My sister just said she wouldn't date a man that had no kids. It's up to you who you want to be with, and I don't see why people be so offended. They be offended because they don't fit the folder. But oh well, like it's certain people that's not gonna fit in your folder. Like people take stuff so personally.
I mean that this goes along with the song you played, your new song you're working on that's coming out. I want to know right now. I want to know.
I want to know.
I want to know.
I do. I want to know because while you over here arguing with this man who's not checking for you, you could be neglecting or overlooking a man who meets all your check boxes, but you're so busy arguing and worrying about what this man who's not checking for you won't. You wasting your time. Like I don't know. It's pointless to me.
There's nothing wrong with him wanting what he wants.
Because that life is hard. He wants his own family. He probably overcame a lot of things, his own childhood trauma, and doesn't want to keep it going. Exactly. Mm-hmm. He wants his own family. Nothing wrong with that. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Hey, Montrese.
Like, and listen, what I'm saying, they try to devalue him because of his self-worth and preferences.
Exactly what I saw, sis.
Okay, well, check it out then. I get it. Okay, but he doesn't have to be offensive. That's what I'm saying. He can want what he wants. I don't have a problem with anything he said as far as that goes, but he doesn't have to be offensive in that.
But that's why I'm surprised at you, Alex, because you the one who say you don't care about the delivery. You feel me? Mm-hmm. I don't feel like he was being offensive. I agree with Chris where he says the conversation got defensive because they felt like he generalized all women, but I don't think that's what he was doing because he wasn't. He was being specific to himself, and they took a dig because she is a single mother. Like, stop. It's like what's that saying? Take the meat and leave the bones. If it don't apply, let it fly. He's simply saying he don't want to be with somebody with kids. Too bad, shorty, you got kids, but who cares? You sit next to your real person. So, like, take it as a blessing, as in, this is the guy who you came to the show with. You know what I'm saying? You leave it with Jaysha.
Let me give you an example of what I mean by being offensive or delivery, right? Now, if I'm a black guy, right, and let's say for whatever reason, I only date white women or women other than black, right? For whatever the reason. But I don't just date them and say that's my preference. I got to let the whole world know black women ain't shit. They got too many kids by too many different men. And I got to put the black woman down to justify why I'm dating outside of my race.
But see, you just proved our point because he didn't do that.
Well, the insinuations are there, TheeEnicole. He didn't outright say it, but the insinuations are there. Okay,
but let's be honest. Let's be honest. I'm a single mother. It is very much so more. Now I'm still going to be the successful person that I am. However, it is more challenging because I'm doing it on my own. That's a fact.
Right.
I feel like people want to overlook the facts and get mad because somebody stated the facts. Like, it's a fact. If I was in a relationship, if I had a partner, things could be a little lighter on me, but because they're not, I have to go 10 times harder. And since I go 10 times harder, what he said doesn't offend me because it doesn't apply to me.
And you know what? My mother had 3 boys by herself, and life was tearing her a new one. And we were dirt poor.
Y'all was bad though.
You were. You know I was. I was terrible. But life was tearing her a new one. And I decided at an early age, and I have more appreciation for my mother now than I ever have, because she survived and she made sure all of her boys got out alive. And she beat us to the grave. Okay. So I love her for that. We didn't have a lot, but what little we did have got me to this point in my life. Gave me a lot of tools I needed. Okay. But because of watching her go through those struggles, I married my children's mothers. I've been married twice. Okay.
So see, but you did exactly what he did, which is you want to change what you went through. Like, because let's be honest, everybody might not happen to be strong as me, might not happen to be strong as your mom. There are a lot of single mothers who give up because they don't have any help. It's hard being a single parent. It is. That's just a fact. It's up to you as an individual to overcome that stuff. So I don't like Chris right here. He said that he agrees with you where he says that he did insinuate it. But my thing is, if you in the situation, you gotta own it. Like, she could have came back and said, well, I am a single mother and I have accomplished this, and this. You know what I mean? Like, it was, I don't know. I ain't with the crybaby stuff. You know, I ain't with the crybaby.
And look at Jacoby. His mother did a great job. He's an upstanding, well put together, well dressed, well spoken young man. Whether you agree with his views or not, his mother's responsible for that, for bringing him to this point in his life, and we can't look down on that. Right. That's what I'm saying. You know, he's a very successful man in his own right. You know, love or hate his opinions, his mother got him to this point. Okay. Now, there's no instruction book on parenting. The parenting is a very difficult thing, especially when you're alone.
So can we agree with saying possibly he could articulate it better? Because I don't feel like he should ever have to not say what he expects out of his relationship.
Articulate.
Yeah, because y'all said that he insinuated certain offensive things. While I feel it's okay to have your preferences. I don't care what your preferences are. I don't care if you feel like if he only date females with moles on their lip. If that's your preference, that's your preference. You get to choose who you mess with. Period. I don't care what the preference is. Now, when we get to unrealistic expectations, that's a whole different story. So can we agree that maybe he should have articulated it a little better?
Oh, absolutely. And that's why I kept saying his delivery was a little off, but the message was there. Okay. But his delivery, because he was brash and attacking in his delivery. And if you're going to be the messenger.
Well, I can't go that far, though. I can't go that far. He was not yelling at her.
Okay. Well, if you watch the show throughout the season, you kind of got a good idea of the type of guy he was.
I feel like he was a confident dude.
He was. But again, the insinuations in his mannerism and what he's saying. And I know for me, you keep saying it sounds like a contradiction, right? But I'm also very sensitive to people. The truth is the truth. I'm going to give it. But I'm also going to be very sensitive to what people are feeling, if they're listening, and how can I deliver this message and get my point across where it's not offensive to people? Because once you offend people, they shut down, they turn off, and your message don't get through.
Definitely. It's not what you say, it's how you say it.
Right. That's
Alex,
it.
I am seeing biases because you don't like him.
No, I don't dislike him. I don't dislike him at all.
We call that a filter. So do you have a filter, or are you going with the non-filter? Because you just told us a couple episodes ago you don't care how you get a message.
Yeah, I typically don't have a filter, but this is a case by case basis situation. It's like, listen, you come to somebody who just lost a parent and they're grieving. Just because you lost your parent and you got through it, you can't go to that person and go, listen, I lost my mom's, get over it.
Right.
You can't, you can't do that.
So you're going to choose to use your filter according to the situation.
Right. And deliver the message, same message, but in a different manner, depending on the situation that you're in. If you want to get your message through, you got to know how to play the room. What's the mood in the room? How can I get my message across where they'll listen and not pull back because they feel offended? Now, some people are going to be offended. Some people are going to be offended regardless because they're just overly sensitive.
Yeah.
Okay. So you can't worry too much about that. But the average person, if you deliver the message right, it'll be received.
So you're not cutthroat as you said you would. That's a good thing.
I don't like how you saying that, TheeEnicole. You making me sound too fake.
Listen, this show is about growth, and y'all just experience Alex growing a little bit because he's not going to be so cutthroat Brooklyn style. You feel me? So it's fine with me. It's fine with me.
Oh my God. TheeEnicole calling me out. It's all good though.
Well, you guys, I think that we had a nice little conversation for today.
Yeah. I enjoyed this.
She said Alex is a jelly bean, hard on the out and chewy on the inside. Pause. I want to thank everybody for coming through. Shameless plug before I get out of here. Y'all know how I do it. There are some awesome content creators in here today. We got Madam Oracle in here. We have the Blueprint in here. We have Marie with the T in here. We have Room Shaker in here. Knowledge is a content creator. Hold on, let me see so I can say it right. Knowledge God 13 TV. There's a lot of great content creators in here, you guys. You guys should scroll up, click on their names, and subscribe. Y'all know I'm all about support over here. And my buddy old pal next to me, Magnetic Repellant, he has a dope page and he puts out dope content, and you guys should go mess with him because he does have a little age on us, so we can learn some things from him. And lo and behold, he learned some things from us too. So I feel like we should not be a respecter of persons, and we should be able to learn from everybody. So we'll see you guys next week, same time, same place. Please make sure y'all hit that like and y'all subscribe, and we out of here.
Yes. Peace.
TheeEnicole. You can always call me E, but don't never call me Nicole. Your presence is appreciated. Please be sure to hit that like button and that subscribe. It's always a vibe. In my
from Ready to Love, and you are watching my girl, TheeEnicole.
Tasha Lyons telling you to tune into TheeEnicole.
This is Samson from Ready to Love, and you're tuned into TheeEnicole.
It's Winter from Love America DC, and you're tuned in to TheeEnicole.